responsibilities. First of all,
Can you speak up, please, lady?
Your money, your ticket, your
passport.
traveler's checks, your passport, your visa, your extra photographs. What else? Always have to be on you at all times.
How many extra photographs?
Well, I have 6.
Probably you should take 5 or 6.
Yes, because you're going to
Every
get
time
stopped
you-
by the police and ask for an inland permit of some kind. You have to apply to go some strange place. Anyway, there are a couple of solutions to this. Yvonne has 2, I have 1. I think mine's the best, of course. Mine is a gorgeous Italianate purse, which has a throat, so that when you go to take something out, everything doesn't fall out.
And also
Inside-
so everyone can't see your big stash in
Right,
there,
everyone
Miss
can't
Rebecca.
see your big stash. And I've also actually got my pills in here as well.
And it expands.
And mine expands, which is what's really marvelous about it. And mine looks professional if I decide to go into an office, which is really quite unusual. That's why I have my Coach bag. as
Let's see the
well.
Coach bag. Can we get the Coach bag on camera, please?
This
On
is
camera since 1979. It's a Coach duffel. Has been to Burma and almost every other Asian country in the world. It's also what I use as a law professor. And this goes inside here. So most of the time it's around my neck. But
Now, why is the Coach bag so effective?
well, the Coach bag is actually a piece of genius because it solves every problem. First of all, you can look very, very, very professional, and you can also take it hiking in the mountains. And that's very handy because sometimes you have to walk into an Indian office and you'll instantly have to look like a lady law professor. Unfortunately, if you have Yvonne's day pack, this isn't going
this is
to
not
work.
possible.
Now, what if you're in Burma? Someone says you can't take any of your luggage with you, which is what happened to me in Burma 15 years ago, 10 years ago. And we had to leave all of our luggage there. I said, well, and I stuffed everything in my Coach bag, which they thought was my purse. And I traveled around Burma for 7 days with just this, which had enough in it, so it worked. They wouldn't let people take backpacks, wouldn't let people take anything but their purse and the mail's wallet. Okay, so it was handy under those circumstances as a military regime problem. Then you end up in Bangkok. In Bangkok, the real problems are being on buses in which they razor blade the bottom of your purses. You'll be standing there, you've got your money, like the Yvonne's little money bag.
Right.
They sit there and they bump up next to you, they razor blade the bottom of it, they take out everything that you have. Coach bag, no problem. No one can get through this leather. And as a matter of fact, there used to be, although it's gone now, a really bad razor blade mark in here from when I was in Bangkok. Now, last but not least, waterproof and roach proof, because it only has one entrance, which is on the top, and the zipper is strong enough that it can keep out roaches and other insects. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, lockable. You can actually lock it. I had to leave it once in the airport with police, and I locked it and came back and it was still there. So this is the answer, as far as I'm concerned.
They
Black
still
is the
make it?
color.
They
Yes, they
still
still
make
make it. It's so astronomically expensive now. I'm sure I couldn't afford it, but it is the only way to go. Okay,
Cool.
so these are my 2 techniques. Now she has
Now,
2.
Yvonne, your techniques are?
These are actually
Mine are
wonderful
not the chic.
solutions. Here, take
Mine
this
are
down.
not. Mine are not the chic. Well, you can't. This is under your shirt.
Oh, I see.
Woo! Should we have stripping music?
Well, you can see all my various layers.
Actually,
here.
Yvonne's extremely sharp about what to bring. So
This is actually a very simple device. It has an outside pocket for your immediately accessible cash, inside place for your trusty pen, which otherwise gets lost, something for your calculator or your money changing calculator, a little compartment here, which is very convenient for your passport if you need that to be accessible, a similar little zipper pocket here, and finally a large pocket in the back,
Who's
which
this
not
made
only
by?
holds your money, but holds your glasses.
Wait. Let's see that again.
important for older professional women.
Very important for older professional women who cannot read their tickets without their glasses.
Speak for yourself, Yvonne. Okay.
Well, it's true. But it's not cheap. But it is fairly small and it's convenient. And
Who's
it's
it made
fairly
by?
light. This is made by Eagle Creek,
Eagle Creek.
which actually makes pretty good stuff.
Now she also has hidden money stash.
Yes.
Now, where's the hidden money
usual
stash?
money belt around one's waist.
Let's show this.
Yeah, I need to see.
All right. Wait a minute, it's under there somewhere.
She puts this on every morning, actually, or you
I
sleep
do.
with it.
No, I do put it on.
You usually sleep with all this stuff in your sleeping bag, but
Yeah.
be careful.
And
Anything that's important,
anything
you
important
always
you
have
keep
with you,
so you're touching
so
at
that
all
little
times.
hands won't come in the night.
So, just so you know, this camera was in the bottom of my sleeping bag for like 3
So
days.
here
Thank
it
you.
is.
It's good. Here we go. Here's
Here
your money
it is.
bag.
Here it is. Here it is. Now,
Around
so
your waist, no one can find
around
it.
the waist, in the front or the back, depending on how pregnant you wish to look. The one problem is this particular one is cloth and not waterproof, and
Which means when
I
you
found in
sweat,
Delhi that my return ticket was disintegrating.
because it was about 135
because it was 130 degrees and we were dripping. So I would recommend that one put important things in a plastic bag.
Oh, okay, so that's another major thing that we have to pack is make sure that we have tons of Ziplocs.
Ziplocs are very convenient, and the
Even
other
black trash bags.
black trash bags are really very
Tell us the
convenient.
story about John.
Oh, well, my husband John arrived in 19. He wasn't my husband then. Soon to be my husband. 4 years later, in 19. I think it was 86, and he had very little in his entire pack because he'd had no time to pack at all. They told him he was going to India and he had to leave right away. He brought an entire.
I can't hear you over the people over here talking.
He brought. Is it 20 or 30 or 50
come like
you get
30
in a
and a
whole
30
whole
and a whole
pack of
package.
black trash bags, and he traded them and used them more than any other item in all of India. He used them for a poncho. He used them to keep things as stuffed sacks.
As a
To cover-
tarp.
He
To
used them
cover
as a
your pack.
tarp. He used them as something to sit on. He used them as a sleeping bag. He used them as absolutely
And it-
everything.
And it's very convenient when you're shipping your pack to put your pack in these plastic bags and
bags.
tape it up.
Yes, then they don't know what it
Otherwise-
is, and you can tell if little hands have been inside.
Right.
So there you go. What a
Ah.
wonderful idea. Yeah.
So plastic is useful.
Black
Okay,
plastic
what other
bags.
things would we suggest bringing?
Oh gosh.
Well,
Well, I would suggest bringing the least amount possible.
okay, but
This
I mean,
actually requires planning ahead, something very hard to do. You should.
Yvonne's very good at it.
No, I wasn't very good at that this time. Not my usual self. But you should try packing a week ahead of time and then
Living out of it in your living room.
living in your living room, and then eliminate half of the stuff you think you need.
okay, but
Because
what
the
would
fact
you say?
is, when you get somewhere like this, you wear one or two things the whole time. Now,
Because
the
there's no
problem-
opportunity to change because
If
we're in
there's
here with the
nowhere to
nuns.
shower, there's nowhere to bathe. So
The problem is if you're going to a place that has varying climates, like it's 120 in Delhi, and it's probably 20 degrees on the
Freezing, yeah.
Kunzum Pass. So warm clothes do take up a lot of space. That's the one problem with going to someplace that's.
Well, I've noticed that the things that have been taking up the most in my pack are my toiletries and my medicinal stuff.
well, toiletries you can
Toiletries
forget.
you can really reduce
Forget.
to almost
I
nothing.
mean, makeup you can leave in Delhi, basically. I mean, I can remember going to the Clinique counter before I came here and saying, gosh, can you give me a nice moisturizer? The people in Clinique
Well,
said, I tried to explain where we were going, what we were doing. The people at Clinique got together about maybe this much stuff, and I said, well,
Now wait.
I'm probably going to use this one.
Well, the nice thing is if you can get samples, because really you don't need a lot of anything. And what you don't want to take is a big, huge tube of something, of which you're going to use about 1/10. And
No,
the
was
rest
it
is just
smart of
taking
me to bring?
space.
I brought cotton balls and Q-tips, and that's
Those
what I mean,
things
and
can be
Band-Aids.
nice.
Those
They
are the
don't
things
take
that
a
I
lot of
brought.
space.
Okay.
That's all right.
depends
You
on
don't
what you
bring a whole
use.
package of them. You just bring small amounts of all of those things.
Okay,
it really
so what?
requires repackaging
Yes.
everything
Mm,
out of its original package to reduce the space.
okay,
And
but what?
reduce the amount. Just take the amount you're going to need.
Okay, specifically for Tabo, what would you suggest in terms of medicine? Being the doctor and the crew.
Well, I had to have penicillin right away because of a bronchial infection. I think that's a good idea. Or
Well, I think-
erythromycin.
If you're prone to a particular problem, you should bring whatever medicine you need for that. Whether
So,
it's asthma,
respiratory.
whether it's bronchitis, or whether it's someone if you know you already have the problem.
Diarrhea.
In most everybody gets diarrhea. It's practically impossible to avoid. At the present time, the best drugs for that are loperamide, which is Imodium, which you can buy over the counter. And the best antibiotic is ciprofloxacin, which is very expensive and is by prescription, but it presently works against virtually all bacteria in Asia
Okay.
or anywhere else in the world.
And then I brought.
Really? That's great.
But it won't. The problem is, of course, it won't.
Last long.
Well,
At the present time, next year, it's something will probably be resistant.
okay, and so I brought some, and this sounds stupid and everyone kind of laughed at me, but then certain people had problems with Laxatives.
Yes.
Needing laxatives.
Reverse.
Just the reverse can happen.
Prunes.
Prunes are an excellent solution.
Metamucil.
That dried fruit really kind of came in handy. And then I brought that one roll of Rolaids, and we
Oh,
completely
yeah.
flew through those.
Yeah, actually, I would something for sort of an uneasy stomach.
For
The
Cuisiness.
Rolaids were very useful.
Now, what else would
The
you
other
suggest?
thing I would recommend if it
Eye
works for
drops.
some eye drops are helpful, especially in places that are dry and dusty.
Like here.
this.
Roll of toilet paper for your nose.
Yes. Altitude
Oh yes.
medication for altitude. If you're going to altitude quickly, that's very useful.
Now, what are the symptoms of altitude sickness again?
Primarily, the initial symptoms are severe headache and nausea and vomiting.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you avoid those by using, and the
get
tingling
dizzy, too.
is
You do.
You get dizzy, and it's difficult because actually, if you're trekking and you have altitude problems, you may not be able to think well enough to figure out what it is because you start.
That's
losing,
right. You start losing it, so other people in the group need to look around
They
and,
really,
and
you need
see
to
if
either
you're
be
acting
traveling with
strangely.
someone. If you're going that high, you need to be traveling with someone, or have someone happen along the trail right at that point because you won't know.
You won't
what's
know
the
what's
matter.
really happening
That
to
happened
you.
to me when I was in Nepal. It's a real problem.
The key is really to increase your altitude gradually and not go up to 4,000 feet in a day.
oh, okay. And so, and we were worried about the tingling. I thought that was I thought that was a symptom of altitude sickness, but then you told me that was
You get the tingling actually from the medication, from the acetylcholine.
cool.
And malaria pills.
Oh, and malaria pills.
I had to take malaria pills, having had malaria twice. I got malaria pills. And then we got all our shots against hepatitis and typhoid.
Now you
and,
can get immunization for hepatitis A, which is an absolute must in
and
Asia.
B, if you don't already have antigens against it. Which,
I also got polio, which was
Yeah.
kind of weird.
Yeah, you should.
And
All your
diphtheria.
immunization should be up to date. Diphtheria, polio,
Tetanus is tetanus part of the
Tetanus.
diphtheria, or yeah, okay,
DBT.
okay.
and depending upon what area you're going to go to, you may want meningococcal vaccine
That's meningitis.
for meningitis, which is endemic in some areas. Typhoid vaccine, which is given either as a shot or now as oral.
No, I did the cholera, and you said that was kind of dumb.
Cholera sort of comes in and then takes over a whole area, and you would know probably in advance if there was a gigantic cholera epidemic going on
It depends
somewhere.
upon the strain of cholera.
Okay, okay,
So
and the
that's not
precautions.
generally recommended.
Well, and
unless
then we
you're
have
in
to bring-
an endemic area and the vaccine was specifically for that.
And then we all brought iodine for the water, right?
Oh, yeah.
And what does the iodine do? I mean, I had the water
Kills
purifier.
everything. It kills everything in the water. Gives you iodine poisoning. That's
Actually,
really an
if-
important
if-
thing to have on a trip.
If you do need to be careful you don't have thyroid problems. That will,
No, what kind of problems?
thyroid problems can sometimes be
Aggravated by it?
aggravated or complicated by the iodine. Most people tolerate it fine.
Oh, I see.
Actually, I like myself like the 2% tincture of iodine that you can get in the drugstore as opposed to the tablets. It doesn't taste quite as strongly of iodine.
Oh, I see.
Basically, you're killing Giardia, amoebic dysentery, any kind of parasites, bugs, everything is getting killed by the iodine. So you use iodine because you can never really tell whether or not the water's going to be all right, and what you might get from the water would be so serious that
Well, you should never assume the water is all right.
ever, under any circumstances, anywhere.
Even in Delhi?
Yes. Even in Delhi, the famous Delhi Belly.
You're right.
Oh my.
You could get Delhi Belly.
Okay, and so I guess
That's it.
that's it.
And
You want us to
only
film you?
only pack what you can carry.
Yes.
Oh, this
definitely.
is Shay's well gonna find out fully.
Pack what you can carry. That's amazing. Do you want us
Good.
to film you?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Why
Come and
not?
see
Hey,
us.
Miss Tara. So what are you gonna go do? What are you doing?
When?
In the next 2 days.
I'm going to go up to Pagmo.
And what's Pamo?
Pagmo is a nunnery where I'm going to teach for some time. 1.5 months.
Whole footage.
And I'm planning to stay in a cave for the time being. And
You're gonna stay where? I can't hear you.
I'm staying in a cave for 1.5 months. Where I'm trying to sort through a few things in here.
So this is like a retreat?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you could, yeah.
But what are you going to be doing during the day?
Sit and meditate.
That's cool.
Think about it.
Okay. That's cool. No, so what do you ultimately want to do? I think this is really fascinating. You were telling me the other day.
Ultimately,
Well, you were your most immediate that you were thinking of doing.
tour guide thing.
I asked you about your priorities, and you said that you'd really liked a tour guide.
Exactly. Yeah, well, I want to work on.
What? It was what is it, a test or something? I was supposed to. Yes, that was it.
No. Sorry, I'm just a bit confused. I'm not very used to camping. Anyway, I'm hoping that I can make myself some kind of career in tour guiding. Because I know the area very well, I know the languages, and I like doing it, you know. I mean, even though sometimes interacting with people is kind of difficult, but on the other hand, it can be quite nice too.
Well, so okay. What languages do you know?
German, English, Hindi. I understand Nepali, though I can't speak it anymore. I studied some Pali, and I understand Tibetan.
A little bit.
Yeah, I understand what's going on when they're talking.
Yeah.
Put it this way.
Okay. But I mean, so where did you grow up?
In India.
In India.
Yeah, I grew up all over India, basically. Mostly northern India and Nepal.
They're not being quiet. Okay, but where are you now?
Now I'm living in Bodh Gaya for the last, well, actually really living there for the last 7 years.
Wow.
And yeah, I don't know for how many more years. But
Well, you were talking about it's kind of difficult to be an Inchi girl living in India, huh?
oh yes, it's very difficult. It's like so much discrimination going on. Like, you're always the outsider. You're impure. You're like outcast.
Oh wow.
You're just anything, starting from a sex object to a dollar bill to an outcast, and you just have to learn how to live with it. You know?
Well, you seem like you've adjusted pretty well.
And I guess.
Cool. Okay. That's it. Easy. Hey, Miss Shay, what just happened to you? As I was cleaning the pot at the spigot with clean the fucking thing out with dirt.
Yeah, so I had this little pot of water on it, and I tried to remove it, and I didn't have anything to remove it with, so I used the sleeves of my jacket, and it caught on fire.
Oh my god.
I think it just might have melted some of it, because it started stinking really bad.
Oh,
So
good.
I abandoned that idea and got a towel and got it off, but then the fire went out, and decided to light it again. And then we lost half the water because the little buckets of water spilt. All this just to take a warm bath.
And this is just, I mean, okay, kids, let's look at the bucket that we're talking about. That pan has got to give us both a warm bath and warm, hair washing, okay?
The water is very cold.
Because the water is freezing. My hands are frozen.
I'm going to catch pneumonia and die.
Hey, can you put can you pour that in? Okay, these are the things that you have to go to the water spigot and fill. And now, of course it's covered in dirt, but the water inside is relatively clean. And we're filling up this thing with it. And then I'm gonna go buy bread. So these little stoves have to have something on it all the time, and if they don't, they go out. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay. Okay. These are the Paulette breads that we've been eating every morning. This is ghee, which is basically clarified butter. Then what do? Add salt. Is this Shay eating one? Yeah, and Shay drinking her coffee and eating one after she almost burned herself up for her coffee. She's very happy to be drinking it. She's praising Buddha right now. Okay, so these things, we figured out the system now. They've been charging us from 2 to 4 rupees for these things. And so most of the locals have been paying too. I figure you should observe what the locals are paying and pay that. Because what I did this morning was go in and say, I need 10. Lady gave me 10, and I gave her 20 rupees and walked away. Make sure you know exactly how much they're supposed to cost, though, so you don't exactly cheat the locals, okay? Okay, here's Rebecca styling in her basic black, which she says is perfect for the Himalayas. Of course, notice the socks. Now, these might be the most hideous socks you've ever seen, but you know they're entirely practical.
Holy great. Available in the market.
For how much? How many rupees?
I think they were about 80 cents.
80 cents. Okay, you got these socks for 80 cents. But the thing is that if she'd gotten white, which was really the only other option, they would look like my socks, which are kind of gray now. That brownish color. No, basic black, I don't know if basic black works around here, because there's so much of the dust that it's ridiculous. But, well, we're trying to style anyway. Look at this turtleneck. She's such a beatnik. Look at her. So this is the pot of hot water. A full pot of hot water is expected to bathe and wash 2 people's bodies and hair. Here is Miss Shea, naked as a as a blue jay, and if you can, I don't know if I can get this, but there's steam rising from in here. Oh my gosh, I can totally see it. There's steam rising. We actually have achieved hot water. And this would be the shower area. Glamorous. We try to do all we can to be the glamorous 90s women that we are. I almost said 80s. Well,
This is so wonderful. Oh my god, you will die.
cool. Here's the radio. We're actually listening to the translation of His Holiness as we're sitting in the tent, because the only reason we're not at the Long Life, well, actually I don't know why anyone else is not at the Long Life ceremony, but I'm not there because I don't have any power left. I have about 15 more seconds, but I thought I'd show you that we're listening to him, and actually he just asked the deities for their cooperation. Okay, this is the incredible line for giving your donation. Of course, you saw the people lined up to give the abbot his donation. And we have the security gate. Have you noticed there's some beautiful women dressed up for the secret what they do. Down the women. And the men put down the men. And it's practically like a cavity search. That's okay. And there's the tent. It's going to have HH himself residing in it. Okay, here's the gentleman who's been selling to all the locals. He's got great turquoise prices, and I actually happen to buy some of his stuff. There's always a ton of people gathered around. Ends up being about $3 for 10 grams. Excellent price. Okay, here we have the central water spigot. And like all the people moving around. We have it's the convention right now. It's not the His Holiness or any teachings. And actually, I changed all my money in Delhi, but right now we are at the bay where they're doing all of this stuff for the Kalachakra, and then they'll be doing it after the Kalachakra. So it's actually something that's come out of the Kalachakra. hanging out in the shade. Kids playing. Kids playing jacks.
इस पेड़ में क्या है ये छोटी ब्रांच है ना पूरी ये तो फिर सह ब्रांच में नहीं होता ये सह ब्रांच है ये स्मॉल एक अच्छी ब्रांच है जहाँ पर
Here's this dude refusing to pay her her money
और होती है ना ये
because he's saying that they don't take those travelers checks here, which is total crap. He was playing with it. Now he's gonna hide his whole face in it. Take a little bite out of it. Climb around the counter some more. This is the only place in Taba where you're able to get food within a half an hour of actually like ordering it. And this picture creeps Shay out so badly because it looks like the guy is hovering above, outside of it. It looks like it's a 3D picture. She keeps expecting him to start talking to her.
I keep expecting his eyes to like move. I mean, it really, no matter where you sit in this room, he's always looking at you.
And this is the beginning of the end for Shay. This is the line. No, I'm gonna like lift this up so you can see. Everybody right now is clearing out because they're all in line to go see. Well, I guess I should turn this on. Excuse me. There we go. Because they're all running to see the mandala. So basically, we're gonna file past the mandala and the old temple, which is over there. You see that? I mean, the new temple rather. Where I took those pictures with the Dalai Lama, where I didn't even know the Dalai Lama was in the room until I started filming him. That was nice. Okay, and then we have the old monastery up behind that building. This is our landlady's house. Huh?
You just basically been shooting without asking.
No, I usually ask everybody, unless I'm doing a crowd scene, I ask everybody, you know, if they want to be shot. This is the most amazing line. Is Metallica good in crowds like this? Look at this. Okay, that's called delicious. Okay, here it is, completely empty, not like 5 seconds away from that huge ass line. This is gigantic. This place is going to be packed within moments. And it's all to file by the month. So they've roped everything off so you have only one way to go, and so this is the way they're going to get everybody to file past the mandala in a regulated manner. He's folding katas madly. I believe they must be waiting for His Holiness. These look like all the Indian officials. Who knows how I got in here? It looks like I'm the only press person in here, but that's fine with me. And there we go. Well, right behind those guards is where His Holiness is going to be speaking. You can see his tea table. It's right there. Maybe they'll move themselves. There we go. And then we have the Minister of Culture and Education. Well, he's over there. You can't really see him, but he's really cool. And I'll see him in Dharamsala. So, get used to him. Okay. You can see the snow evaporating off of the mountains because it happens to be a hot day. After those 2 rainy days, it's good. My solar charger is finally working. So, but we'll still be making a run by the bus station. Here we go. Ooh, boy.
It seems to me, I think as a human nature, your own, I should say, traditional value or traditional religion, you feel now something normal. So you see, like I think the, people like change, you see, clothes or different, how say, the style of dramas, music, things like that. So you see, perhaps want to something new. That also, I think, one I think the factor.
In today's world, are the teachings
No, not yet finished here. Sorry. Then perhaps some serious sort of student or serious, what say, people, perhaps the Buddhist way of approach is more sort of, I think, suitable to certain people because you see, it talks a lot of meditation and also training of mind, not just with faith. Of course, Buddhism also involves faith, but faith which come from reasoning, not just with faith. Although certain reason, whether scientifically can prove or not, you see there are some the reasons. And now you see here, I think it's science. There's the concept of science. Up to now, I think mainly concerned about matters, things which have, which can measure or calculate or measurement. So in the field of mind, such in certain field, such as mind or consciousness, or space, or time, you cannot calculate, you cannot measure, but still it does exist. So the science, I think concept way, and then science they creating motion.
So that is the basis of how the science is being distinguished.
So certain, I think the field up to now, you see, science deals, I think limited. But in any way, even if you within that, now for example, the concept of emptiness. Some Western physicist, and also one Indian, usually people call the India's Sakharov, so the atomic Mr. Ranna or something.
It's known as the Russian Sakharov. Indian.
No, Indian Sakharov. I think they.
Dr. Ram.
Dr.
Dr. Raman.
Yes, Rajaraman. Yeah. Yes, last year in Delhi at one conference or one seminar, you see, he also in his paper, you see, he I think very nicely, you see, stated or speak out the concept of shunya, emptiness, and concept of modern physics, quantum theory. You see, he found some similarities. So similarly, one occasion, again, you see, some kind of seminar, including some scientists. There, so I noticed one American Jewish physicist, when he explained, or in his paper, you see, he mentioned about the quantum theory. And then, you see, from that viewpoint, he rather reluctant, you see, to use the word of reality. There is no reality. It's very much related with our own concept. So there is no some kind of independent or absolute reality. So this, I think, very close the Buddhist concept about shunya. This shunya does not mean we denying everything. Things are exist, but the way of exist is not by itself or absolutely, but by other forces. So that's why the Buddhist concept shunya means absence of independent existence. And then again another I think point, the momentarily changing. The things, the cessation or end of the continuation, that gyunji jikwa jarba, gyunji jikwa di mitumbe gen tabayina, tumbe gen ga, tumbe gen se, mitumbe gen the tayun gyunji jikdu yarba. Gyunji jikwa di du shenji jikdu war. Yine keji jikwa di rang du kazore jikji gogji du shen meba. Rang keji du kore ga.
There are two kinds of changes: the momentary changes and the change of the continuity. The end of a continuity or disintegration of a continuity is obviously dependent on causes and conditions. But at the same time, there is
another causes of conditions.
Another causes and conditions.
One is the continuation or one existence, a continuation of one existence. You see, the end of that continuation, you need another causes condition, which opposite nature. Then due to that causes condition, now that continuation now stop. But momentarily changing, you see that no need other new conditions or causes, but the very causes or condition which produce itself, right? That itself, you see, created in the nature of momentarily changing. So you see that kind of, you see, the subtle changing, the kind of subtle way of changing. That's Buddhist concept, and today's modern, in the modern science, subatomic level or atomic level, all the time is changing, all the time changing. So therefore, this is some serious student, I think these Buddhist concept and the modern science in certain field, there are some comparative.
There are very close similarities.
So these are perhaps also some factor, but you get the best answer to ask those Westerners who are showing keen interest. Why is it they are showing interest? You see, you will get a complete answer from them, not from me. Yes.
How relevant are
You introduce yourself. First, introduce yourself.
I'm sorry. I'm Nandan Saxena. I'm representing CMM Limited. We're making documentary on Tabu and Sukara Chakra.
Good.
How relevant are Gautam Buddha's teachings in today's world order?
I feel very much. I think two levels. One, world peace. Because of, I think, the destructive power is immense. Although you see many nations, of course those the big nations, they spend a lot of money in order to develop their nuclear weapon. But nobody want to use these. Too much afraid. So I think the power of the nuclear, destructive power of the nuclear weapon, I think several times, because the world for
The destructive potential and power of the nuclear is increased several times than what it used to be earlier.
No. What's it?
Can destroy the world many times over.
The destructive power of these existing nuclear weapon, much more than need to destroy our own world now, the planet. You understand now? Clear. My English very, very limited. Very difficult. But once you get the meaning, then all right. So I think they really people you see want peace. People, especially you see those scientists who actually I think who create these awful weapons. Now they are the people who really give us the warning. There is real danger. There is real potential to wipe out entire civilization. So therefore, I think the peace, world peace, is something very serious. Not just because of the mere, polite word, but genuine. I think it is, we people, I think, genuinely want peace. Now, how to achieve peace? Certainly, peace through inner peace. Concept on ahimsa. The ahimsa does not mean just mere absence of violence, but ahimsa is much more than that. So, how to achieve or how to develop genuine ahimsa? Now, compassion is the key factor. With compassion, then you see you do not want to harm others. With compassion, you respect others' view, others' different ideas. So you see, the compassion compassion creates one way. I think the sense of tolerance, patience, and also you see, compassion creates the possibility of dialogue. Once you listen, once you once you develop some kind of attitude of listening, others' view, respect others' idea. That's the basis of dialogue. So I think the Buddha's message, ahimsa, based on compassion, is very much relevant in today's world. Then second thing, another level, the Buddha's the concept of patitsamupad, interdependence. Now, you see, with that concept, you see, we can develop, I think, right kind of attitude towards fellow human being, towards animals, towards environment. Sometimes I think the Western science and technology develop or create some kind of certain kind of, I think, the wrong concept. We can control nature. Even this whole world destroyed, we can develop a new world and somewhere in our space. I think that's, perhaps theoretically maybe possible, but I think very difficult to materialize. So you see, better to have a genuine sense of care about our own planet. So I think the two levels, on ahimsa base, and another concept of interdependence. I think that's very useful in today's world. So that's my feeling.
To propagate Buddha's message, what is the relevance of Kalachakra today?
Now propagate. I do not feel it is nice to try to propagate one's own religion. That's wrong. Firstly, we need, I think, a genuine sense of pluralism in the religious world. In fact, obviously, all major world religions, they have great potential to serve humanity, to help humanity. That's clear. In spite of different philosophy, different tradition, all have that kind of potential. And in fact, to different people, different philosophy, different tradition is very necessary. One religion, one philosophy cannot satisfy a variety of people. That's very clear. Even to India, one country, you see, traditionally, there are a lot of different religions, you see, developed in this country. And you see, India become home of many different religious traditions to not only grow in this land itself, but even from other part of the world. You see, India give them shelter, like you see Parsi, Zorazudi, very small community, but they happily, you see, practice their own religion in this country. Nobody hinders it, right? I think that's the India's richness. So you, because I'm going to share with you. So therefore, I think we really need the spirit of pluralism in our institution. Now, in order to develop genuine harmony, I think we need sort of complete, because of the religious freedom is very important. For example, I'm Buddhist. I feel Buddhism is best for me. But this does not mean Buddhism is best for everybody. No. Even I think here, you see, I think the very limited, you see, the number of people here. I do not think you all, you see, Kazuri, and Buddhism best for you all. I don't think. Even if it's 10 people. For some people, for a certain number, for some, Buddhism is very good. But to other, may not. So Christianity or different Hinduism, more effective, very clear. So therefore, I think it is very, very important to give sort of genuine choice, right? Choice. If my side try to propagate, the other side also, you see, carrying similar attitude, then sooner or later, clash. And we have to use sword or something else in order to defeat the other one. That's not religious activity. That's not dharma work, isn't it? So therefore, you see, I always telling people, it is not good. Try to propagate one's own religion. In fact, here, you see, at the beginning, I told audience, since this area, traditionally Buddhist community, so I feel happy, you see, to tell them about, to teach Buddhism. Whereas in the West or some other area, when I make some Buddhist course, sometimes I do feel a little bit hesitation. Now here you see Tabu, because you see this area traditionally, I think more than 1,000 years, the people as a Buddhist community, and unfortunately in recent time or last I think few centuries, I think a lot of degenerations. So I'm very, very happy to notice now I think it's some kind of new spirit to showing new, I think, new interest towards Buddha Dharma, towards their own tradition. And that's very, very encouraging sign. So because they themselves want more about Buddha Dharma and some is a Buddhist practice, so they invited me. I accepted happily, and I came to get more trust. That's all.
The Kala Chakra, relevance of Kala Chakra.
Oh, Kala Chakra. Kala Chakra for peace. There are some relevant. According to our tradition, so we believe Kala Chakra ceremony is very good for eliminating negative forces, war. So, you see, Kala Chakra is something useful for peace. And then another thing, what I think the real reason, I don't know, but in any case, it is fact that whenever is a Kala Chakra initiation performed, it's a big gathering, always happen. So you see one place, the number of people sit together, at least a few hours, try to develop some kind of right kind of motivation, and pray together, meditation, together meditate together. That's some kind of, I think, the unified sort of energy. It helps not only individual, but also I think the environment or the area. Sometimes I do feel some kind of vibration. So, like that. this time I really so happy. I think according to some local officials, they say about 30,000, 25 to 30,000. I think in a small village, 20 to 30,000 people gathered. I think seems with smile, no quarrel. I think that's good. When you see teaching happen, quite crowded, but remain very quietly, very alertly. I really admire. Very good. I enjoy it. Yes.
Your Holiness, my name is Vijay Kranti. I represent Radio Voice of America. You just spoke of the importance of dialogue, and you also spoke of plurality of religions. But unfortunately, what we see in Tibet today, both things are missing. You offered dialogue to China, they rejected it. You believe in plurality of religion, even in China. The Chinese citizens or Tibetan citizens, all are being denied. So, how do you look at it?
At the moment, these things are quite sad. But you see, in spite that kind of unfortunate situation, still, basically, I'm optimistic.
So when do you hope to return back to Potala?
Let me complete.
Difficult to say, but we are hoping. I think within I think in as a foreseeable future, I think things will change.
Is there any hope of dialogue? The question remains.
My position is always open, but this is not mainly for political discussions. I don't want to discuss politics.
My name is Manfred Clay, State of Ling, Austria. Your Holiness, you're giving the Kalachakra initiative quite frequently now. And as far as I understand, there is a prophecy that Kalachakra is going to manifest in this world at an appropriate time. Would Your Holiness say at what time this is expected?
Not our generation. That's clear. But that, of course, no harm to make some kind of positive preparation for future. I think you are referring to that. Somebody is a Tamologist. According to some projection, some scripture, I think at least after 300 years.
So what is the importance of Tabo as a cultural and religious center? Historically speaking, over the past 1,000 years, what has been the importance and relevance of Tabo?
Obviously, this place, or this monastery, or the temple, I think built by, I think, few very individual, because of the important, very important few individual involved. To, you know,
Two very important Buddhist teachers who were the descendant of Tibetan religious kings.
And then lots of religious sample. You see, this place become very historical and very important. Then I think the culture aspect, the style of painting, I think you see clearly shows different influences from different parts of then you see Asia, I think Afghanistan or these countries. I think all this area, Northern India, and then I think Central Asia, yes, Central Asia. So it become, I think, artists start
So it's because of this, these areas become a very important center of attraction for art and culture.
Your Holiness, this is perhaps first time that Kalachakra is being organized so close to Tibet. Do you think it's going to have any spiritual or other impact on people across this mountain?
I think so. I also there's some reason to believe. You see, there's some local deities, different deities from Tibet. Also, I think she should participate. Yes, I think.
So you hope any positive impact on the other side?
Oh yes, I think so. No more question?
So what is the place of Tantricism in Buddhism?
Hmm?
What is the place of Tantra, the relevance of Tantra in Buddhism?
가래 나중에 나는 거지.
Not kitchen.
Yes, important. But then, you see, in order to practice Buddhist Tantrayana, you need the good foundation. Without that good foundation, then Tantrayana is nothing. I told the audience, I explained. I always, whenever I have the occasion, I always explain. Because you see, there is a wrong conception. You see, people, if you practice
in that lineage, how do you explain why is it so? Is there any special reason? Is it you or the circumstances?
Circumstances.
How?
Of course, circumstances.
How?
Oh, more invitation. I think because of refugee, perhaps.
But your being refugee, has it made any
And then
difference?
also, I think another important factor is now you see the time is much changed. Now communication become much easier. Then also I think Dalai Lama become now refugee, so very easy to go different places. Don't worry about protocol or these things. So very good.
Only one last question.
Only one last question. Your Holiness, during the initiation ceremony, you mentioned the Shukran sect, that the practice at the group level, at the social level, is contrary to the welfare of the Tibetan community and the struggle. Now, could you shed light on the vision that you had, because you also said that you had earlier practiced it. Could you shed some more light on the vision as to what it was and how is it contradictory?
Now, you see, 13th Dalai Lama also you see, put some effort to control the Tukasala.
To restrict.
To lessen this practice. Then last, say, then also you see many Gelugpa masters. Now, for example, the 7th Dalai Lama's teacher, main teacher, Changyal Ngao Chomye, and also the great disciple, one of the disciple of 7th Dalai Lama. You see, they also, put a lot of, they clearly mention, they clearly express, this is undesirable. But at my, the early age, due to some factor, I also, practiced that. Then, including my dream, and also some, some as a sort of investigation, spiritual way investigation. Then it became clear this is not suitable. So I started some kind of restriction. But now I think the main reason is the Buddha Dharma is not kind of worshipping some deities. There is, I think, now there are, unfortunately, there are some kind of tendencies. If you ask some villagers here, do you know Buddha? They may say no. Buddha, very holy, but very fiery. Then local deity, very practical. So they have more faith towards their local deity rather than Buddha. This is wrong, absolutely not. Among Tibetan community also is that's a similar situation happening. And now, unfortunately, some foreigners also now this is happening. I think it's due to human weakness. If someone say, "Oh, this is great protector," then immediately you see, the people suppose that nobody called Buddha as a protector. So this there are some indications, some kind of degenerating Buddha. So this is one thing. Then the second thing, you see, my main effort in the field of religious field, you see, they try to non-sectarian spirit, try to develop non-sectarian. Now you see, this is a Shukden protector. You see, if you are genuine as a follower of that protector, you should not touch about the Nima tradition or other tradition. If you touch, immediately you will
be contaminated.
You will punish. So that kind of concept, not a very healthy one. So that's the second factor. Then third, so long Tibetan government headed by Dalai Lama, because of since fifth Dalai Lama, and obviously with 13th Dalai Lama, you see the relation not favorable. So therefore, you see, due to karmic relation, there is some kind of, I think, the negative impact there. So better to avoid. So my original idea is just to try to lessen this kind of
not to ask the people not to elaborate its practice.
Since advice, that kind of advice, expressed. So since my advice, that kind of advice, now I think more than 17 years. My own practice, my own disassociate with this deity, I think almost 20 years. Then you see again due to some factor, one publication happened. Some, whether true or not,